So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces enormous challenges this year, and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment. Minnesota has always come first and always will.
Yeah, I hate this decision. I don't think that Tim Walz should have ran. I'll tell you why, and we'll tell you who might replace him as the person running for governor for the Democrats and why it's not any better. Sharon, tell us the facts.
Yeah, for some it was a shocking turn of events this morning. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announcing he's suspending his re-election campaign for a third term. He pointed directly to the spotlight that's been cast on Minnesota over fraud allegations. He argued that it was just too much. Let's listen to more.
For the last several years, an organized group of criminals have sought to take advantage of this state's generosity. And even as we make progress in the fight against the fraudsters, we now see an organized group of political actors seeking to take advantage of a crisis. Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government. A single taxpayer dollar wasted on fraud should be intolerable. And while there's a role to play for everyone, from the legislature to prosecutors, to insurance companies, to local and county government, the buck does stop with me. My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters. But the political gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder. We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children.
Walz continued saying he needed to keep his focus on Minnesota instead of a re-election campaign, even though he faced no serious primary threat. He was favored to win re-election. To be clear, when it comes to fraud in Minnesota, let's give you the details. Dozens of suspects were indicted in 2022 during the Biden administration as part of an alleged $250 million fraud scheme with a nonprofit Feeding Our Future. NBC News giving us the details there. State audit report released in 2024 found failures by the state's education department led to the misuse of the COVID-era program. Some of the criminal cases related to the alleged scheme are ongoing. Several of the defendants are of Somali descent, which President Trump latched onto in a slew of verbal attacks on Minnesota's Somali community. I've heard people go one or two ways, saying, you know what, Cenk, he's a good guy, he did the right thing. I have other people saying, we're sick of good guys doing the right thing. Stay and fight, stay in the fight. I believe you said you didn't think he should have run in the first place.
Yeah, no. So look, he's running for a third term, so he's already done 2 terms. So I don't know that a third term is a good idea in a lot of situations. But he was already running, he was already leading. Now it looks like he's running away from the Republicans and getting out of the race. And I hate that optics. No, look, was there fraud in Minnesota? Definitely, we covered it before. Did they already know it? Yeah, they had already arrested 86 people and convicted 59. So it's not like the YouTuber broke the story. So they're saying, well, it's on a bigger scale than we thought it was. Yeah, maybe, but maybe not. We don't know because we haven't investigated it yet. And so, no, they're gonna replace him with Amy Klobuchar. It's so dumb. Amy Klobuchar is such an establishment Democrat. So that's better? I don't think that's better. Tim Walz got a lot of bills passed in Minnesota, good bills that were popular, not just left-wing bills, but popular with everybody in Minnesota, with 2/3 of Minnesotans. He looked out for the average guy in Minnesota. He's been smeared from the minute that he was picked as VP, and the Democrats have never let him effectively fight back. And now he's running from this fight, and I hate it. I think that he should have stayed. He should have defended his record and try to bring things into the light. Because as you're going to tell us, Sharon, turns out one of the guys involved might have had a different agenda.
Yeah, about that. Of course, YouTuber Nick Shirley's video allegedly exposing fraud at child care facilities in the state really popped things off. As you heard, Walz indirectly referenced Shirley in his announcement press conference labeling him as a conspiracy theorist. It's true, since releasing his viral video, Shirley's credibility has repeatedly been called into question. Why don't you take a look at this Intercept piece released over the weekend and see what piques your interest. Unnamed source in viral Minnesota Somali fraud video is right-wing lobbyist who called Muslims demons. There he says it. David Hotch, identified only by first name in Nick Shirley's video, got info for his anti-Somali campaign from a GOP state.
So that's right. This David Hott guy apparently hates Muslims. They're demons or whatever ludicrous thing is. So guys, look, bottom line is there are a lot of things that are going wrong in the country. And sometimes some reporter genuinely spots something that people are not paying attention to and that the powerful don't want you to pay attention to. Great example is the Epstein case. It was a Miami Herald reporter, Julie Brown, who broke the story when no one wanted it broken. And that was amazing journalism on our part. And sometimes what happens is people have a certain agenda and they see something going wrong and they go, oh, perfect. I'll put a giant spotlight under this one. Oh, there's fraud in New York with Hasidic Jews. No spotlight, right? There's fraud in California with nonprofits and the homeless, no spotlight, that's inconvenient, right? There's this, there's that, left wing, right wing, all sorts of different ethnicities. Anna talked about Armenian Medicare fraud, etc. No spotlight. Oh, we've got fraud that involves immigrants and Muslims and their Somalis, perfect. Giant spotlight, the bad guys. Okay, no, I want the spotlight on real fraud everywhere. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're Somali or they're, Norwegian. I want the people doing the crimes arrested, but I don't want demagoguing outside of that.
2026 just started, and like a lot of us, I've got some big personal goals. Here at TYT, we believe in changing the world for the better. But to do that, I'm gonna need the right team of people to make it happen. Let's be real, sometimes it can be hard to find the right people who are that good at what they do. It's like if you're hiring for your business, how do you find the best people for all the different roles on your team? Well, it turns out it's actually kind of easy because of ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/TYT. It's a great offer. Their matching technology works fast, so you find top talent without wasting any time. You can instantly see how many qualified candidates are in your area and reach them directly. That's why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site. Let ZipRecruiter help you find the best people for all of your roles. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter.com/TYT. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/TYT. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
It's not about all Somalis or all Armenians or all Hasidic Jews or all anything. Are you crazy? It has nothing to do with our religion or our background or ethnicity. And that applies equally to Jews, Muslims, Christians, etc. But this happened to fit in perfectly with an anti-Muslim agenda that some folks wanted to push. So that's your confluence of events that led to this. And I thought that's another reason why I thought Tim Walz should have stayed and fought and made clear how they have actually addressed fraud and what they're planning to do to address fraud next, and how we shouldn't then lead to other conclusions outside of going to get the specific bad guys who are breaking the law. But we don't have that. Instead, we'll have Klobuchar probably. And I mean, I don't think it's impossible for them to lose this race now. So congratulations, Democrats. As usual, you found a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I mean, if you couldn't find a way to lose Minnesota, that'll be so Democratic establishment. It'll be perfect for Democratic leadership.
I agree. It's a Democratic stronghold for so long, and now it looks like Tim Walz is running away because this stereotype that it's the Somalis everywhere and the fraud is real, and that's very dangerous.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.